So let me get this straight, right? We, as people, have a weird way of overlooking things that if you took the time to think about, doesn't make any sense. Prime example of that, and what I want to speak to you guys about today. We throw around supernatural so casually, but let's break that word down real quick. Natural, happening in nature without the influence of mankind. Super, something special, something extraordinary. If we have things in this world that's supernatural, doesn't that imply that it's not really supernatural? So if I was to say, and I spoke about this in another video, that telepathy is inherent in every human because naturally we receive and output electrical frequencies. That is an inherent ability for humans. But we categorize that as supernatural and dismiss it as if it's a anomaly that only special people can have. And that's not the case. Supernatural is the idea that it's so beyond our relative expectations of possibility, and that's false. And I really want to shine light on the words that we speak about and how we use them, and not understanding the context of how the words are used in regards to our perception of them. Now, stay with me now. Supernatural, a lot of supernatural occurrences aren't really that super. We're just so tapped out of the natural ordinances, or not ordinance, but the natural occurrences of the human body, of our natural selves, to the point that we look at these situations as super. And I just really want to speak about how they're not really super. Like, and it's so crazy because I say supernatural all the time, and and it dawned on me. I'm like, if supernatural is crazy experiences, but natural means happening without the touch of humankind, then at what point aren't isn't that backwards? Like, it can't be just me. Like, that's like clear cut. That's like, you can't get any simpler than that. And there's a whole bunch of other situations where that critical thinking of breaking down certain situations and words can have you scratching your head like, that's backwards. So when you build a society on backwards meanings and understandings, of course everybody's going to be crazy. Of course nobody's going to have common sense. The foundation on which we speak and work and live is fundamentally backwards. Now, supernatural things, you can call it something that's not real or something that's outside of human understanding, but once you understand it to the point where you can apply it to yourself, you understand just how natural it really is, or how mundane it should be. But just food for thought, and just keep in mind that the words that we use aren't necessarily captured the proper way, so we need to rethink how we use our words.